And before that, what was sort of your your start in boxing, or how did you get involved in boxing?
So I grew up in Johannesburg, in the south of Johannesburg.
Mm-hmm.
I My dad and my grandfather boxed in the Olympics, and he was a Commonwealth gold medalist.
Oh, wow.
And he had three brothers that were his sparring partners, and they were also involved in boxing. And so it goes way back then. And Lenny Leisching, he opened one of the first boxing stores, like to sell boxing equipment in the country at that time.
Wow.
It was in Rosettenville, and he used to sell boxing shoes and gloves. And I think that must have been in the 70s. I must ask my dad, but 70s, 60s, maybe a bit later, maybe the 80s. It was like, oh yeah. And then, so we've always been involved. And, it's funny, some boxers that are retired now came to me and they would say, their first pair of boxing shoes was from my grandfather, well, my great uncle. They were all involved, and they said their first pair of boxing shoes was through him. And it's quite, we heard some cool stories from back in the day. So I always heard about it. And then growing up in the South, boxing was always a thing we did, or, my dad was always involved. And so, when I was about 13, he took me to the gym, and I trained in Turfentine at a gym called Box Office. It's still there at the moment. It's been there many years, Southern Suburbs. Actually, that's where my grandfather and my great uncle and them trained also at Southern Suburbs. So it's literally generations down.
Yeah, there's a lineage there already.
So and I just went and I enjoyed it, and I trained a lot, and I just loved the sport. Held my own. When I went to boxing, it wasn't something that I didn't want to coach. I didn't start boxing to become a coach. It's just something I enjoyed. And as I got older, I moved to Cape Town. And then when I got here, boxing obviously was a little bit behind Johannesburg. So
what's the reason for that? Is it just
I just think boxing's just in Joburg, it's just been around such a long time. All the main champions were from there, still are. The promoters are all there. Boxing's had it in Cape Town. Boxing's had its champions, and it's still, there is a big boxing culture here, but just not like Joburg, And then when I came here, I was looking for a gym and looking for a coach, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do, if I was going to maybe try to be a professional boxer. I felt I was half decent. Or was I going to, I wasn't sure, so I thought, let me see what Cape Town has. I didn't want to, not that I didn't want to live in Johannesburg, but my mother wanted me here, and she kept telling me I hated it here when I moved, but she's like, no, this is a better life. This is, you can go to the beach and surf and not get into
nicer
fights.
Scenery.
And, you don't have to look over your shoulder every single house party you're at growing up. You can just enjoy yourself, So anyway, and I just felt, I enjoyed it here, and I got involved in gyms, and a lot of people were coming to me for coaching. And I thought, I'm not going to coach, I'm 20 years old, what do I know about coaching? But I would just obviously tell them what I knew growing up, from a kid boxing. And I didn't realize, and I had a lot of really good guys around me, and and my knowledge at that age, I had something to offer to Cape Town. And then I just got really busy, and I had a full fight team by the time I was 20 or 21 here. Then I was trying to do my own training, but I was training guys, and I was making a decent living from that was at that gym under the church in Harrington Street. It was Harrington's boxing gym, and it changed to East City Boxing Gym. And a lady owned it. She was a Dutch lady, and she didn't know much about boxing. So she was sort of said, Matt, there was two other trainers there. One guy from Spain, another former South African champion. Kundile, he was quite good, a good mentor for me. And it was us three, and then we just ran the gym, and we had a fight team. And around that age, I sort of realized maybe coaching is something I could do, and maybe I have a gift for it. I believe like fighting's a gift, and so is coaching. Not anyone can fight, anyone can throw a punch, but not anyone can fight, and not anyone can coach. I believe it's a gift that, with boxing, it's something you can't go get a certificate to become a boxing coach. You like a personal trainer, I can do a few courses, learn how to lunge, learn how to squat, bench press, whatever. But boxing, it's a very specialized, it's boxing coach is also more of a feeling, you know. You can't go to the book by the book to be a boxing coach, and I realized that. And you know, everyone's different, and pad work is maybe 1%. People hold pads and they think they're a boxing coach. You know, it's not. It's,
personal trainers do it themselves, you know, as well. You talk about personal training.
I've seen some, which is fine. That's box fit, you know. But training fighters and fighters trusting you, and you putting someone in a potential situation where they can die. That's what people forget. You know, when someone's in there to become a world champion or to win something, and they're training hard for it and they put their hearts on the line, that's war in there, and someone can die, you know. So you got to know what you're doing. You got to understand the sport for a long time. And and I felt I was just building that experience. And then I started meeting more fighters, and I grew from there. And I boxed in a tournament when I was 23 in Harrington's boxing gym. They had like an in-house thing. Thought, let me just do one more and see how it goes. And then after that fight, I lost, and I realized, I was like, maybe this, you know, I'm coaching, and maybe this fighting is not 100% competing. Maybe isn't what I'm in the sport for. And I was conflicted, but the coaching I just got so much more satisfaction from it. And and I just thought, let me just pursue this and see how, you know, what if I can add to the sport, and if I can bring something different to the table and create champions and create something, you know. And and now I'm 33, and it's been 10 years, and I feel like I'm building something, and I have made a difference. And I just never looked back since then.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip, I've got another one for you over here and over here. Please don't forget to subscribe over here, and have a look at my other socials down in the description box below. Thanks for watching.